guys, looking for me flask. Can't go anywhere without that. It's like take a little sip every now and again. It's coffee and that. It keeps warm as well. You've got to be careful though, it's bloody boiling out and you burn your lips. Well, it's lovely and sun shining today. That's not been the full picture this week. It's been raining, it's been blowing a hooler, and we've had frost as well, as you'll see in the video. Buttercup, she's up with Rick and Tracy at the moment, so she's keeping out of the way. You'll see her in the video, I'm sure. Heads up, what you're going to be seeing today, I'm going to be putting my elephant garlic in, I'm going to be putting some onions in. I'm going to be top dressing my Dahlias in the buckets for winter. Top dressing another one of my beds, cleaning it out of all the weeds and what have you, taking the marigolds which we got destroyed as well in the frost. We're going to be top dressing a bed here, planter, and while we was putting a load of compost into this bed, potato compost, I realised I still had 2 buckets of Maris pear, but we got. I might slot them into the video just to show you what they weighed. We weighed them yesterday. We actually got some batteries and sorted them out. We didn't have batteries at the time we was doing this bed here, but anyway, that's all to come. And maybe we'll get I've been on the coin fairs this morning, bought a few armoured coins. We might throw them in as well at the end if we've got enough time. So anyway, let's crack on. First thing is me putting my elephant garlic into one of the back beds next to the chickens, and they're all bloody molting as well. Just get the feathers back now though. So anyway, let's get down to the back of the plot and I'll show you me doing my elephant garlic. The supervisor will be there as well, watching everything I do. Well, as you can see, I'm a little bit more prepared today. I've got my net already set, so I'm just going to roll my net back. I'm going to be putting some elephant garlic in here, but before I do, I'm going to give the bed a good helping of blood, fish and bone. We're going to rake it in, or hoe it in, and then rake it flat, and then we're going to put the garlic in. I'll show you the garlic in a minute. In fact, what we'll do is we'll set all the garlic out, then we'll just push them in when we're ready. But first things first, I've got a bag of blood, fish and bone. So here's my bag of blood, fish and bone. £1.30 for that bag. I think it's a kilo bag. Oh no, 2.5 kilos it is. Well worth it. Get that in the shop. And like I say, it's about £1.35 I think it is. But anyway, I'm going to sprinkle lots of that into there. Give it a good hoeing in. And then we can start thinking about placing the garlic. I'm going to place them all in. And then we'll push them in. I'll show you where they all are. You can be able to see them on the top, and the soil's that delicate, it'll just be pushed straight in. We'll be putting them about 2 inches deep. That's below the ground. So anyway, I'm going to take the net off this now, and then spread some of this love, hoe it in, and then we'll be right back. So camera's rolling. Yeah. See, we'll give it a good hoeing in. Really, ideally, what I should have done was, with the camera up, what I should have done is just leave it now for the rain to soak it into the ground. But we've got to be careful because the weather forecast is for another week of rain. So we need to get this garlic in. We're putting the elephant garlic in this bed. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you the garlic we're going to put in. and I'll set it out on the top how we're going to put them in, and then it's just a matter of pushing them in 2 inches deep, and trust me, I can push them in 4 inches deep into that soil. It's that fine. So perfect for growing garlic. Every year for the last 5 years I've grown my garlic in that bed, and every year they've got better. So it helps though to have a pile of chicken manure which we dug into the bed about a month ago, and like I said, we're just topping it up with this bloodfish and bone now, so even the weeds love the soil, love it that much. It's constantly weeded. Anyway, this is the how I use. I've actually got this this attachment in the Wolf, which I bought it and never used it yet, because I'm quite fond of using this one. It's just there's no name for it. Green angled hull with that fitting, that is brilliant. It's got cutting edge there, and there. That pointy bit there is great for winkling weeds out, especially if you've got stony paths. It gets in between the pebbles and it flips them out. Absolutely awesome. So anyway, I've got to clean this. I'll show you the garlic that we're going to be putting in. I'm sure you'll be impressed with the garlic we're going to be putting in. My seed garlic. So let's go and take a look at that, and then we'll come back to this. This is the board that we use to plant the garlic. Okay, we're doing 7 rows, probably 7 along here. Bloody buttercup there. This is the elephant garlic we're going to be using. That's just 1 clove. Now you see this board here, see how I've got these flush to the bottom? Really? You're not helping. Don't you dare sit down. Move your tail out of the way. Oh, unbelievable. I'm trying to do a video. You're not funny. Oh, God, give me strength. No. I'm trying to do a video. Unbelievable. Right. You see how this is at the bottom of the board? This is how deep you need to plant them. So about 2 inches deep. Stop pushing me hand. I'll thump you. I tell you, this is why I take my time when I'm doing this stuff. But as you can see, they're all going to be about 2 inches deep here. Anyway, the buttercup lets me get on with it. I think we'll be away. You're going to stay there? Meow. Yeah, okay. Oh God, I swear that cat understands what I'm saying. So we're going to set all these out now. I'll show you them all on the surface, and then we'll quickly push them in, okay? But yeah, before we was interrupted, this board gives you perfect idea of how to plant your garlic. So here's the surface of the soil. You plant them 2 inches down. This is the bottom, obviously, so it's 4 inches, and then forget about them. There's my garlic. This is the stuff we're using. Beautiful seed garlic. It's all about the same. There we go. So we're going to be putting them into this bed. Look at her there. She's just getting her feathers back now. They're all molted. It's shocking inside there. I hate it when they do that, but they're getting new feathers, so anyway, look at her. They always molt at Christmas as well, them buggers. Right, anyway, back to the garlic. I'll set the camera back up, and then we'll come back when we've levelled them all out. Magpie having a bath over there. Well, here we go. These are all lay on the top, ready to be pushed into the ground. We got 7 by 9, so 7 garlic, and there's 9 rows. So I don't know what it works out at, about, I think it's 63, I think. 49, 56, 63. Let's do the 7 times table, it helps. Yeah, so 63 there. So all what I need to do now is push these garlic at least 2 inches into the ground. I don't need any trowels or anything to do that. I can just push them in with my hands because the soil is so soft. But yeah, I'm going to get on with it now. I've got my kneeling mat. It's just a matter of pushing them down, and then we'll put the net over them. I don't even need to water them because it's been raining. I want to get these in before it starts to rain. It's not rained this morning, but it was raining all yesterday, so I want to have at it. So I'm going to push them in now, and that's it. I say, go down, open the soil, drop them in. Simple as that. By the way guys, pointy end up, blunt end down. That's how they go in the ground. So there we go, the net's on them. What I will do, when they start to come through, I'll get smaller canes with bottles underneath them, and I'll lift the net so it doesn't touch the elephant garlic. And once it gets to a certain height, then we'll take the net off completely. But that net there is basically to stop Buttercup and every bugger else, all the other cats and the foxes from going on. They won't go onto that net, they do not like it under the feet, so always wise to put these nets on anything that you plant to start off with until they establish. Anyway, that's first of the garlic. So elephant garlic's in. We've got a ton of that elephant garlic. I might stick some more in eventually, but not today. What we did after that, the next day, we come down and we put a load of Japanese winter onions into a bed. Now it was a bit tricky me doing this. We added bloodfish and bone, we hoed the ground and everything, got it all prepared, and you're going to see me putting a few onions in, but at the end of the day we're going to fill the bed full of onions, so I'm going to show you what we've been doing there as well. Here it comes. So these are my winter onions, my yellow onions or brown onions, whatever you like to call them, the Japanese, and we're going to be sticking them in. There's a few of them have gone to start to shoot, but we'll not be using them ones. But what we will be using are all these big ones here. So I'm going to get them in. I'll show you me doing 1 or 2 of them, then we'll be right back. So that's a quick look at the onions, what we're putting into you can see we've got a canopy of debris netting above his heads here, and it's going to be awkward to actually plant into this, so I'm going to show you me doing 1 or 2 of these. But before we do it, I've got to put bloodfish and bone in, hoe it all in, rake it sort of flattish, and then we can continue putting the onions in. So that's what we're doing. So bear with me, bloodfish and bones going in right now. Right, so what you see here is me measuring board. Every 6 inches is where we put these onions in, and like I say, just push them in and forget about them. Oh no, not you. What do you like? Shoo shoo. You did this yesterday. Sorry about Buttercup, guys. she does like to get involved. Yeah, so we're pushing them just underneath the surface of the road, under the surface of the soil, and like I say, this soil's very soft. As you see, we just hold it. Like I say, I like to do them every 6 inches and 6 inches apart. As I tell everybody, pointy end up, blunt end down. That's a squashy one. We don't want. Check all these as well. Make sure they're solid. You don't stick any sickly ones in. So go. There we go. That's the first row. So I'm going to continue doing this now, and we'll be right back afterwards. So seeing a bit. Here we are on the last 2 rows, and like I say, these just push them in. What I'm doing, like I say, just use my finger, make it easier. So you don't really need to do that, but you know. We've got 7 more. So I'm just using my thumb to push these in. Go like a thumb. Make an hole. Drop them in. There we go. Like I say, blunt end down, pointy end up. I'll throw the net back over here. I'm not too sure how many's in here. Let me just quickly count them, guys. Oh. Right, there's 26 rows, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11, 26 is. Oh god, what's that? 286, I think. Oh no. Hang on, let's just do the maths. 1026 is 260, and another 16 on top, 286. There you go. I was right. I don't know why I'd question myself, you know, but I do. So there we go. There's over nearly 270 onions in here. So I'm just going to put the nets back over and we'll leave these alone. Like I said, I don't need to water them, the ground's sodden. And hopefully in the next couple of weeks they'll start to sprout, but what you've got to watch for is the onions popping up. And if you do pop up, you know, you find them like that on the surface, just push them gently back down. There we go. Right, onwards and upwards. I've covered it back over with the net. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, just forget about these now. The winter onions, just keep my eye out for any popping up, and then I'll just push them down. And as I was saying, it's not the birds what normally pull them up, it's the roots push them out. So all you got to do is make sure you push them back in and you'll be fine. So I'll keep my eye out for that. Other than that, we're just going to leave the onions to develop. I will take the net off once they establish. What you got to watch out for is when the snow comes, just the pressure on it all will just, well, they might get away with it, I don't know. Maybe put a few more sticks inside, and just to keep the snow from crushing the onions. Anyway, this one has been put to bed, so we're going to move on. Probably to that bed, putting the porcelain white garlic in the next day or two. So as you see, we've got 286 onions in that bed. I don't know why I doubt myself when I do these videos. When I, you know, add things up, and I always get it right, but I always doubt myself. Terrible for doing that. But anyway, yeah. And then we went and screwed things up. I said, what was it? 116 makes 286. It was 26, not 16. Never mind. Anyway, the next thing we're going to show you is that, well, we had a frost the other day. As you will see in this clip, you're going to see me top dressing all my dahlias. Unfortunately, they all caught the frost and they all died. You're going to see me lifting the nets off and everything. So let's run this video and show you what we've been doing. Well, I come down this morning and we've got ice. And there's my dahlias, all got frostbite. So we'll be taking the dahlias tops off shortly. As you can see, it's absolutely hammering it down with rain. I'm going to catch me death here, so I'll have to knock it on the head. Just locking up here, but we'll be back and we will be taking the tops off them dahlias there. Absolutely, positively dead. So we cut the tops off and we'll top dress them all. So that's still to come, but yeah, first frost this morning, bloody killer. We've got dead dahlias everywhere here, the tops are anyway. And these Lucifer, we're going to be taking the tops off these, so I'm going to be I've got my bag here, I've got my clippers, we've got to take the cages off them. So I'm going to get into here, chop all the tops off, and then we're going to top dress them with some horse manure and then cover them up for the winter. Trouble is the weather. It could turn nasty while we're in the middle of this, so if it does, we'll have to come back later. But this is basically, I've got to take all the tops off all this lot here, all these buckets. So no time like the present, let's get stuck in. So that's the first one. What I've got to do now is go and do the rest of them. And what I'm doing, I'm cutting them on an angle. So if any water does get in there, it doesn't go down into the tubers. And get the ice, and what happens is it bursts the tubers. So it should be, when they get the top layer of horse manure and the sheet over the top of them, they should be okay anyway. So I'm going to crack on and continue taking all the tops off. So I'll see you in a bit, guys. So as you can see, we took all the tops off the Dahlias, and now we're going to add some horse manure. So I'm going to go and get a couple of wheelbarrows full, and we're going to top them up and then cover them up for the winter. What you have to do. That's if you want your Dahlias to come back next year. Well guys, as you can see, got a wheelbarrow of horse manure there. We're going to put it on the top of each of these buckets, and then we've got a cover just here, and we're going to cover them once we've covered them, and then they'll sit in the ground then until about March. Then we take the covers off and up they come again. So let's have at it. Let's get some of this horse manure spread onto here. With your big stone there. You see there, we've got a good layer of horse manure on top of the buckets now. I'm going to put my sheet over the top of them. Remember, the sheet hasn't to let water in. You do not want water being able to get into the buckets. So all that will happen is the water will go into the tubers, and when it freezes the tubers will burst, and that's the end of your dahlias. So do yourself a favour, make sure no water can get in, and they'll sit comfortably under that blanket of horse manure until around about March when we take the cover off. And if you can't wait for that to happen, go back a couple of years and see how I do them. I do them exactly the same every year, and up they come with the same results, every one of them, every year. Right, I've got to throw a cover on them, so be right back, folks. There we go. We've put the cover on top of the dahlias, so they've got a nice big thick layer of horse manure on top of them. They've got this plastic cover which doesn't let water in, which is important, on the top of them, so they'll sit nicely like this until March, hopefully. Right, anyway, onwards and upwards. More jobs to do, never ends. So the dahlias are now all topped up with some horse manure. They're covered up with some plastic, and they will sit there, like I was saying in the video, until about March, April. If you start coming up a little bit sooner, what we do, we put fleece over them just to protect them and get them through May, and they'll be fine. And if you do get it befrost, they still come back anyway, but not as good. So you know, you've got to be wary of that. The other way we do the dahlias is they're in these beds here. We've got dahlias in these beds, and we cover them with horse manure, and it protects them. We don't even dig them out. The way what a lot of gardeners do, they dig them up, wash the tubers, stick them in a cardboard box with some sawdust, stick them in a cool dry place in the shed, and forget about them. Well, that's another way to do it as well. I have done it that way. So there's 3 different ways you can do it. I always say work smarter, not harder. So there you go. Anyway, the next job I'm going to show you is me tidying this back bed on the front part of the plot. It had a load of African marigolds. We're going to take some of the heads, save some of the heads, and then we're going to lift it all out, clean the bed out, because in that bed is a load of daffodils and tulips and all sorts of goodies in there, and if we don't take the weeds out now, we'll be having to pick the weeds out when all the daffodils and tulips come up. So again, clear the bed, and then all these flowers have no competition when they come up. So we top dressed it with some horse manure as well, as you're going to see in the video. So here that one comes. Well guys, what I'm doing, I'm cutting the heads off these marigolds. Oops. Inside each head there must be 100 seeds. So getting the seeds for next year. And to make sure we don't get any coming up in the compost bin, we're taking all the tops off. So I'm going to continue doing this now. So I've got my shears, I've got my supervisor. She's watching what I'm doing, making sure I don't make any mistakes, and we're going to have at it. Gloves on. Point the camera, so you can see what we're doing. bed cleared of all the weeds. Took a few dead shrubs out of there, and what we're going to do now is top dress it with horse manure. So I'm just going to nip over to the bay, grab some horse manure, come back, get it spread, and then there's only one more. She's ought to kill that bloody magpie. She just knocked all the pots over down there. If it ain't Buttercup, it's a... what's she like? Don't know if you can see her on the bloody path there. She just knocked all the pots over. Unbelievable. Anyway, back to this. So yeah, we're going to go and get some horse manure now. We better go and pick these bloody buckets up, haven't we? Where's the barrel of horse manure, what we're going to put into that bed? Trouble is, it's going to go all over me bloody pass when I start to shovel it out. We'll see how we go anyway, but we're just putting a light dusting of horse manure on there, and that'll feed all me daffodils and tulips. That's the idea. Got a little bit more to do, but yeah, we put a nice thick layer of horse manure on here. Give it about 3-4 weeks, and you'll see the daffodils and tulips coming through. Buttercup's keeping out of the way at the moment. In fact, she's just over there near the greenhouse. Probably stalking a mouse or something. Anyway, we'll come back to this. I'm just going to put the rest of that horse manure in. Then we'll have a sit down and tell you what the next job is. We've horse manure the bed. We took all the marigolds out of here. All the weeds. I will be removing these bushes out soon enough, but then again, the horse manure's for all the daffodils and tulips, to be quite honest with you. I'm going to prune that rose. I'll do that later. I might even prune the bushes, just tidy them up a bit. But yeah, this bed is now complete, and I can move on to the next job. Before we do that, go wash that wheelbarrow. We're going to add a load of compost, potato compost. We got some compost down there from the potatoes, and we're just going to chuck it into this bed here, and just top this bed up a bit. And then I think that's the front part of the plot almost certainly taken care of, other than the greenhouses need cleaning. Chilies need picking in that one, and the trees need cutting down, but that can be done at a later date. We'll be moving on to the back part of the plot next. But yeah, that bed, it's got a nice thick layer of horse manure, and it's covering me dahlias as well in that bed. That's another reason why I put some horse manure in there. So we only had one more bed left on the front part of the plot to take care of, and that was to top dress this one with some compost, not horse manure or anything like that. We had a load of potato compost, and I wanted to throw it in here. We also wanted the bag. We actually we got a planter there. You're going to see the first couple of small clips is the planter. You see where it's all low down, and we're going to put a layer of this wacky backer compost, what was dropped at the gates on the allotments, It's got clay balls in it, and it's compost, and yeah, we got a load of it. Well, we had some left in the bag, so I topped it up. You can see that, and then you're going to see me putting this compost from the potatoes into that bed. We're going to, I think we put about 150 litres in either side, level it all out. It was while we was doing that, tipping the spuds in, I realised I still had 2 buckets of Maris pear. I didn't record it because the scales wasn't working. We've since then we've put batteries in the scales. You're going to see me struggling trying to get the bloody thing to turn on, but once we do, we're going to put that clip in as well. We're going to weigh them spuds. So there was 2 30-litre buckets of spuds, and the combined weight, well, you're going to see in the video, so let's show you. So I've got this bag of compost with that them clay pellets in. I'm going to top this up here. I need this this bag to put all my dahlias in. Well, that's the first job taken care of. Top this bed up. I will be topping all this up here with a load of potato compost, but yeah, we just emptied a bag of this compost what's got them clay pellets in, and we're going to use the bag now for putting the dahlias in. So there we go, first job done today. Moving on. Really? Well, as you see there, guys, we just been giving the bed a bit of a hull, and hang on. Yeah, we've just been giving the bed a bit of a hull, and we killed it all. We took the tops off all them potential weeds, and I'm going to put the spent compost of the potatoes into this bed now and just build it up. And next year we'll grow a load of flowers and strawberries. Well, strawberries in this thing here, and flowers either side. That's the plan. But I think what you should, when you're got an allotment, I think the 3 tools what you need. Obviously a fork and a spade. The third tool, more important, is the hoe. This will be your friend throughout the years. It'll save you loads of back breaking work, and like I say, you just take the tops off of the weeds every couple of weeks, and eventually the weeds will just give up the ghost, and you won't see another weed for a long time. But like I say, if you see weeds this big, fly around your beds, as long as you know there's nothing in them, and if there is something in, just be a bit careful how you go around them. But yeah, the hoe, that is your best friend on the allotment. It really is. So anyway, I'm going to get this compost now and spread it into the beds. I may even have to lift the frame up here. It's on wood, it's on bricks at the moment. Not bricks, on little paving stones. So we'll see what happens anyway. But like I say, I've gone right the way around. You just see me doing this bit here, but I've actually gone all the way around with the hoe. So first things first, I'm going to go and clean my hull, get it nice and shiny, put it away for next time. Always clean your tools. See you in a bit. Well, just to prove a point, give the hull a clean. Like I say, got to emphasise, this is your best friend on the allotment. Keep it clean and it'll last you for years. Anyway, I'm going to go and get this compost and put it into this bed here. Supervisor behind me, so should be keeping a keen eye, and no doubt should be using it as a bloody cat litter, if you like. Guys, as you can see, the bed's been topped up with that potato grow more. There's 150 litres there, there's another 150 there, and all the gladiolas are all got another inch of compost on top of them. Next year we're going to be putting strawberries into this, and maybe 3 blueberries down here, and then flowers all the way along. It should look really nice. But yeah, that bed's done. The one in front of it's done. The sedum needs to come out here out of the strawberry bed. This needs well, once all the leaves are blown off, it just needs a raking over, and then you're going to get all the spring bulbs coming up. This one's been topped up now. All the African marigolds are out now, so we've put a thick layer of compost onto that, and up will come all the spring bulbs. In fact, the spring bulbs have started to notice coming up in the planters. The rhubarb bed, that's got a top layer of horse manure on as well. So all the fronts sorted out on the bed side. Trees will be next. Greenhouses will need a wash. I've already got my compost. We've already got flowers coming up here in the planters. I'm going to go and wash my wheelbarrow. There's Buttercup, if you're wondering where she is. So yeah, this is what we've done, and it looks a damn sight better. So I can move on and go and get a few other bits and bobs done, as you'll see in this video or the next one. So as you saw, the bed's all nice topped up now. Buttercup will be doing a number 2s in there for sure if I don't do something about it. I know Maggie keeps digging the bloody, picking the clay balls and flicking them out onto the bed. Caught a red-handed the other day doing it, little bugger she is. Maggie is the magpie. She normally sits on the table here, I'm sat here, and she's sat on the table there. Buttercup's eating here, she's eating the crust of a pie or something like that. I have got footage of that showing you. I could show you that, but what I want to do, if I've got any time left, is to show you this last clip. We've been on the coin fair this morning. We bought a few hammered coins, so if we've got enough time, I'm going to slot them in here now. Sorry about the bad light, but what we're showing you today is what we've been buying. Yep, they are the prices. This one here is a groat. It's a 4p, 18.49, and I paid 17 quid. Beautiful crow. Then, well, actually, we've got two here. 2 sixpences, Elizabeth I sixpences. This is the older one, 1573. This is the younger one, 1577. Now the difference in prices is because of the quality of the coin itself. I mean, you can actually see a face there. Normally with these Lizzie sixpences used to rub a face off, unfortunately, and it's been clipped, as you can see at the very bottom, just there. This one is not as good, but you can just make out the crown and the rose there. Then we bought these 2 early hammereds. I actually think one of them's one's Edward the First, and Eddie Penny or Edward Longshanks, my hero. Scots don't like him, can tell you that. And the other one, I think it's an Emery, but I need to do a bit more research. I'm just swinging them over, and again, swing it round. It's a bit difficult, the lighting. Might be able to make his crown out there. There's another one. Anyway, like I say, these coins, let's set them back up, cost me the grand total, well, there was £30 each. That was 21, 80 and 17. So what's that? 60, 140, 161, 78, 178. So them 5 coins are £178. I'm absolutely crazy. But anyway, that's what we've been wasting his money on today. So that's what we've been doing this week. Busy. Still need to clean the greenhouse. I need to pick my chilies out of the front greenhouse. We've got a pile of chilies in there. I'll show you them next episode. And we'll try and get the porcelain white in as well. We need to tidy around the pond. We need to lift the sedum up, which is running down the front of the plot. That's all died back now, and the astilbe will be taking that back to the ground. So that's also coming in the next episode. Anyway, we talked long enough. We definitely talked long enough. Buttercup, like I say, she's over with Rick and Tracer, so she's kept out of the way while we get this video up. So I'm gonna trot off home now, do some editing, and we'll get this up hopefully later on tonight. So thanks for watching, stay safe, bye for now folks.